In the past, we are basically Democrats, all of us. And after what's happened the last 4 years in this country, Democrats are basically pushing everybody to the other side. We're a very patriotic group, and we love our country, and we want the best for America. We are tired of immigration. We're tired of our tax dollars going to immigration. We're tired of the crime. We need to put a handle on things in this country and bring it back to how it should be.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta tell you guys, Trump is playing chess with these Democrats, okay? They're playing checkers. He's playing chess because he is taking advantage of the political persecutions against him and turning the political persecutions, the fact that he has to be in New York, that he has to be in Atlanta, that he has to be in these places, he's turning this into a campaign opportunity. And that's what happened again in New York, as Trump is claiming that he's going to make a serious run for New York because everywhere he goes, it seems as if organic crowds of people show up to show him support. And that is what happened this morning in New York City as Trump showed up to the hush money trial that is currently going on. And he was greeted by construction workers, okay? The backbone of America, okay? These men quite literally built America, okay? They showed up and chants of USA erupted in support, in love for the former president of the United States of America. And Trump spoke at this event that clearly and obviously is something that Biden could only dream of.
It's a love fest. I built many buildings with them. They're great people, great contractors and great people. And I have a lot of support. I hear the Teamsters, I've done a lot of work with Teamsters. I built a lot of buildings with the Teamsters, and they like me, a lot of Teamsters here. And it's an amazing show of affection, but we did a great job.
How important is the union vote? And you're here in New York City, you're talking with these members. Do you think you can maybe change some of their minds if they were lifelong Democrats to vote for you?
I think these maybe were Democrats, but for me, they're a Republican. There's not a Democrat in there. These are people, look at that building, look what we can do. We built a lot of great buildings in the city with these people. And they've given me great support. They're really amazing. You know what? They're very, very talented people. They don't get the credit for it. Very few people can do what they do. We used to do 3 floors a week in concrete, and it was guys like this that did it. So it's very amazing. We're very close in New York, I understand, and we're leading in the country by a lot. Poll just came out a little while ago, as you saw yesterday, that we're up in every swing state and up by a lot in every swing state. So I think we're going to do very well, and we're going to make a play for New York. They said, I just heard there was a very good poll came out. Normally, a Democrat will win New York. Biden is the worst president in history, and we have some very bad people here, but we have the greatest people, and they're right behind me. And they all want us to run, and we're gonna run very hard in New York. New York, we have a good chance of winning New York, in my opinion, but we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it a shot. Oh, I have no idea. They've taken my constitutional right away with a gag order. That's all it is. It's election interference. This whole thing is election interference. So the polls have just come out, and I just got another sample. We're leading every swing state by a lot, and we're leading the nation by a lot. He's the worst president in the history of our country. He makes Jimmy Carter look great. Jimmy Carter is very happy because his presidency was brilliant by comparison. But this is the worst president we've ever had. He's destroying our country. Close the borders. You can do it in one phone call. You can close the borders. Close up the borders, Joe. Our country's going to hell. Thank you.
Did you know about the candidates Stormy Daniels for the 2020 election?
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that, okay? That is President Trump having these impromptu campaign rallies in deep blue New York City on days that he has to show up to court, right? Before he goes to court, after he goes to court, and you have massive crowds of people, okay? People who are Democrats or who have historically been Democrats. We're talking about union workers here, okay? They're showing up with MAGA hats saying, "We want Trump, USA." I'm telling you guys, Trump is running circles around the Democrats, okay, in regards to his ability to turn this negative situation into a positive. He's like, okay, well, if I have to be in New York City, I'm going to campaign. Okay, that is smart. Okay, that is extremely smart. Okay, Trump is just moving on a different level right now when it comes to his campaigning than the Democrats. Okay, he's taking advantage of the fact that Democrats are trying to pull him off the campaign trail. And he says, okay, cool. Well, if you want to do that, I'll just campaign in blue cities then. Okay, and again, you know, listen, here's the thing. A state like New York, in the midterms, Lee Zeldin was within striking distance of winning that governor's race, okay? So it's not impossible to flip a state like New York, especially when you have the left-wing extremists upset with Joe Biden, right? These people are raging all over the place. I mean, Biden can't even hold a campaign event without being protested, heckled, and yelled at. Yeah, so that was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, guys, okay? A state that is also known as a blue-collar state, a union state, a state with a lot of manufacturing workers. They don't really seem to like Joe Biden campaigning there too much, okay? You have those people showing up in protest of Bidenomics, and also, again, the far-left extremists as well, too. They're there, too. But, again, you have normal people that are protesting things that actually matter here in the United States, like Bidenomics, okay, like inflation. And it is showing up in the swing state polls, okay, because Biden had a little bump after the State of the Union. However, Biden's bump seems to be going away, okay, and Trump is outright leading in a lot of these swing states, and it seems like it is going in the wrong direction for Joe Biden. So I want to go ahead and read a little bit about this poll here, because Trump seems to be expanding his lead once again. I told you guys that the lead would close up, and then I think that Trump's going to bounce back out with a heavy lead over Joe Biden again, and that seems to be what is happening. Former President Donald Trump holds a clear lead over President Biden in 4 of the 7 battleground states that will likely decide the 2024 election, and is narrowly ahead of the incumbent in 2 others, according to a new poll. The Bloomberg News Morning Consult swing state poll showed Trump leading Biden by 7 percentage points in Arizona, 6 points in Georgia, 8 points in Nevada, and 10 points in North Carolina. The Republican 77 also led his Democratic rival by 4 percentage points in Wisconsin, just inside the poll's margin of error. In Biden's birth state of Pennsylvania, Trump led the president by a single point, 47-46, while the president held a 2-point edge over Trump in Michigan, 47-45. Now, again, this is important because Michigan is one of those states where there's going to be a large amount of the pro-Palestinian voters that are not going to vote for Joe Biden, right? If things continue to go the way they're going. States like Wisconsin, states like Michigan, Biden has a uphill battle, okay? But as you can see here in Pennsylvania, even Biden's home state, Trump is winning, okay? This poll does not seem to indicate good news for Joe Biden, as Trump, again, overall is expanding his lead among these swing states, which decide the election.
It's hard to interpret this as anything but bad news for Biden, but it seems the overriding message is it's about the economy, it's about inflation.
Absolutely. And what you continuously see in our poll is that this is what voters are going to go out and vote for. It's back to that saying, it's the economy, stupid. And when you talk to individuals at Morning Consult, the firm that we do this poll with, what they will say, and Matthew Monday said this, is that more and more you see voters linking Bidenomics to Biden, it's in his name, but also the inflation rate to Biden. So it doesn't seem to be landing on voters' minds when you say the rate of inflation is coming down, because they're thinking of what were the price of goods before you went into office and where are the price of goods now. And that really seems to be weighing on all these concerns. And this is going to be a big problem for this administration, this campaign, if the inflation rate, if we keep seeing these bumps in the road or hot CPI prints before November 5th.
So essentially he's lost the bid that he had from the State of the Union, the nice bid, the nice bump, and here we are, 1 in 5 expect inflation and interest rates to be lower at the end. Again, this is about perception now and where we are as we go towards the end of the year and towards that election.
That's right. So when you look at the expectations voters have, is that they don't seem to think that it's going to get any better.
No.
This issue, which is why Biden right now is only leading in one of the swing states, that's Michigan. It also seems that he's having a lot of tough trouble in places like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. This blue wall really seems to be a difficult path for Biden to win the election if he doesn't shore up that blue wall, which is also why you see him visiting places like Pennsylvania. Last week he spent, 3 days in Pennsylvania. This is really important for him to try to win this election. It's going to come down to these 7 key swing states.
Yeah, she's correct. I mean, if you look at the states that Biden won in 2020, like, for example, Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, all of those states are heavily in favor of Trump right now. I mean, again, Trump is up 7 points in Arizona. He lost Arizona in 2020. He's up 6 points in Georgia. He lost Georgia in 2020. He's up 8 points in Nevada. He lost Nevada in 2020. So in 2024, 4 years later, he is up big time, well outside of the margin of error. Okay. So, I mean, you know, it's really not looking good for Biden. Okay. And these are the polls that people really need to pay attention to, because these are the polls that matter most. Like, these are the states that are really up for grabs. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I don't mind Trump attempting to flip a state like New York, but I'm just saying, the states that actually really matter, that's going to determine the outcome of the election, Trump is up heavily. Okay. These are states that, again, he struggled with in 2020, and he's just outright winning in a lot of these states. And even the states that are close, like, for example, Wisconsin, he's up 4. And then, Pennsylvania, he's up 1, and he's losing by 2 in Michigan. Overall, he's just expanded his lead against Biden, right? On average, when it comes to these swing state polls. So, I think that the momentum is going to increase for Trump. I think that him turning these court dates into impromptu campaign rallies is helping him. I think it's helping him in the sense that it makes it look like there's more organic support for Trump, which there is. I mean, it's not even like the appearance of, it's actually a fact that Trump has more organic support than Biden. But I think these impromptu campaign rallies are genius, okay? And it really does play into this idea that Trump is the people's champ, right? It's Trump and the people versus the establishment, okay? Which is led by Joe Biden and Democrats. And again, I think that what he's doing, again, with these campaign rallies really plays into that. And I think that that's a very powerful message about how Trump does have that appeal with blue-collar workers, with regular, everyday, normal people who are showing up organically to these impromptu rallies when Joe Biden has struggled to get a crowd, right? I mean, he's having these scheduled events and nobody's showing up. And the people that do show up, they're heckling him, right? They're protesting him. I mean, again, it's a very stark difference in contrast between what you're seeing in regards to organic support for Trump versus Biden. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.